Well, hello everyone. How are you today? It's Sharon here, and I'm coming to you live from both my page, I Restore Stuff, and I'm over on Essential Stencils page. So I want you to go jump on Essential Stencils page if you're in the USA, especially because you get a chance to win some prizes from Essential Stencil during our live today. And I'm just going to pull up Essential Stencils page on my laptop so that I can see your comments there. That's where I'll be having the conversation. So if you've joined me live here on my I Restore Stuff page, I want to encourage you to go jump on Essential Stencils page because we will be cross-posting over there right now, and I'm going to have a look and see if it's over there as well. So that's where we'll be joining you for the giveaway. So that's why I'm encouraging you to go jump on their page. But if you are joining me, welcome to our Essential Stencil weekly live. I'm live over on Essential Stencils page every week night in the USA time, Wednesday night 7 p.m. CST. And so, but if you're on my page, I'm here in Australia and it's Thursday morning. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Well, it kind of was. The sun's out and then it goes away. It's been raining. So I want to show you some of the fall stencils for Essential Stencils brand new collection, and I'm going to be using two of those today on my live. And hi Mary, Mary's here, Roxanne's here, Cheryl, Christina. So grateful that you're here today joining in over on Essential Stencils page. Yes. So during our live, you'll notice that Essential Stencil will pop up some links on the Essential Stencil page live, and you can use my code I Restore Stuff and save 10% on their stencils, which ship to the USA, within the USA, if that makes sense. I'm going to go through really quickly because I did do a little unboxing on my page the other day of the new stencils. There's a bundle. Now, the only thing I don't have with me is the transfers, the rub-on transfers, which are so incredibly cute. There's two different sets in the bundle. There's scarecrows and there's pumpkin pies. So all the fall feels here today at Essential Stencil. Can't wait to see you grabbing and using some of those. Now, here's what we've got. We've got a bunch of different size. Now, I find these a little bit unusual size, but I love it. They're going to go so great. This is a 3 set. It's got, oh, I better put my glasses on so I can see these things, right? Autumn, Happy Harvest, and Gather Together, Autumn Blessings. So those are really sweet, and they've got a beautiful fonts there with the little wheat looking very fall-like, and there's little birds featured on these. They're a nice length. Now, I am going to be doing a sign today, not using that one, using something else, but I thought these would go great as a round. You know, the round door hangers are looking, are really popular right now. These would go great right in the center of a door hanger. They're the perfect size for this one. This is a 12-inch round, 30 centimeters for my Aussie friends. And so there's that gorgeous set. Next, we've got this beautiful multi-word stencil set. It's great. It's got Every Year I Fall For, and there's all these different options of what you can fall for, and you. So you've got all those different options. Look at all the different wording there. Now, any of these sets you can see right there at my link. I've put the link in the description of my live on my I Restore Stuff page, but Essential Stencil will put the links to where you can find all of these sets, and all you would have to look up. This one is called Every Year I Fall For You Customizable Set. That's the word I was looking for, customizable. So yeah, thank you so much for sprinkling, Dominica. So just make sure you jumped over on the Essential Stencil page so you can get a chance of winning prizes there. All right, we've got the corn, wheat, scarecrow mini tags, which are really cute, set of 3. Hey, Kathy. Thank you. Thanks for sharing, guys. Okay, we've got fall mini patterns. There's a 6-pack there. Look at all those different mini patterns we've got here. Is that plaid? I guess you'd call it plaid. Little footballs. There's a leopard print in there as well. Acorns, diamonds. Really cute mini set, 6x6. There's a 3-pack of 3-pack with a bonus. That means it's 4-pack, guys. But anyway, we've got some really cute pumpkin pie signage, and I love that these vintage sign looking ones are now in a mini set, because we've got a lot of those in Essential Stencil, the larger set, but these look so cute. They look so cute on a mantle or something like that. Here's another one that I'm talking about that's kind of got that different size. These are 4 autumn trees, beautiful 4-piece set, and so they'll be beautiful in all the fall colors. We've got the Harvest Vintage Truck, and this is a 2-part set. So we've got the truck, and then this little stencil right here sits right here on the number plate of the truck. Did I hit the right place? No, right there, the big space right there fits this cute little stencil. So you overlay that, but imagine you could put other words in there. You could put something else in there as well. I love this, another different size, and this will be great for borders. We've got grapevines and pumpkins. Pumpkins and grapevines is the name of it. So if you were looking for this one on the site, you know, all of the link, my link there will show you all of the different signs you can get. Now we've got a few door rounds, a few signs that would suit rounds, but you can use them for other shapes as well. So it's got Howdy Pumpkin, a nice little Western theme, and then of course we've got the fun boots and things that go around your sign. So if you've got a round, it would sit on it this way. My round is a little smaller for these. This one suits a 16-inch round. Mine is a 12-inch. So that would be the round part for the bottom and the top, and then you could put the Howdy Pumpkin in the center. The other round idea we've got is a welcome. I love those, what do you call that lettering? It skipped my mind. It's a welcome football door hanger. So college kind of lettering, letterman lettering. Does that make sense? And then we've got the footballs there. So I can see your comments coming through on the page down here. So that is fun. Welcome to the nut house. Isn't that a fun idea? So this one's still a round idea, but you could use it still. Whoops, I'm back to front here. So there we go. You can use that for all sorts of fun things as well. You could just put it plain on a rectangle board as well. Pardon the noise, it's football season. Now this is another round idea, but you could still use it for other ideas. So we've got the bottom section here because it sort of has that bit of a shape, and then we've got the top section here is the yard lines, and it's coming over like this. So that is fun. Lots of fun ideas. Hello Fall Picket Fence. Now I like the wreaths and the pumpkins, but I love the fence. Is that cute or what? Hello Fall. Again, you could do something different. Tape off this and put in your own words here. You could even make it for, I don't know. Oh yeah, it's got to be fall. It's pumpkins. There's pumpkins on there and mushrooms. A cornucopia layering stencil. So we've got the cornucopia there, and then you can layer it with all of the different other stencils on the back. But think also outside the box, mixing and matching your stencils, how much you could use all of these individual designs on other, and mixing and matching with other stencils. Lots of people saying they can't wait to get their bundles. What size round? Tammy, they suit a 16-inch round. Most of the rounds sizes are for 16-inch because it's a 16 by 9 stencil, and so you would need a 16-inch round for that. The round that I'm going to be using today is a 12-inch, and so that wouldn't suit that size, but just get a larger one. Okay, we've got Give Thanks to the Lord, 12 by 12 stencil. Beautiful, Psalm 107 verse 1. I think we had another inspo one here as well, Galatians 6:9. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. I love that one. I am going to be using that one today on my round because this one, even though, yeah, it's a 12 by 12 stencil, so it will actually fit on my 12 round, okay? So this one will fit on a 12-inch round. So I'm going to be using that one today. And I'm also going to be using this one, Sunflower Seed Co. Fresh Picked Open Daily. I'll be using this one. This is Sunflower Seed Co. and truck. So we've got a truck and we've got the sunflower vintage sign. So I'll be doing something with sunflower photos here on that today. And the last one I want to show you is it's called the chunky knit pattern because it looks like chunky knit. Isn't that cute? That'd be a great background, or great for if you paint furniture like I do. Imagine painting that sort of on the side of a drawer or front of a drawer to get some texture. There is a bonus mini stencil at the back with slightly smaller size chunky knit. All right, so those are the fall stencils. Don't forget to get you can pre-order any of those now, and you can also still pre-order the bundle. Last time I looked, there was about 23 entire bundles left. That means that if you do want to get the discount on the bundle, you need to order before those 23 run out, because sometimes people will order singles, and so when those singles are removed from the bundles, the bundle reduces down to like only a few left. So if you want to grab the bundle, it's like a huge percentage off. Plus, if you use my code today, I Restore Stuff, you get a further 10% off that bundle price. So it's really well worth it. And don't forget, you get the rub-on transfers of the scarecrow and the pumpkins on there as well. So you can go check that out and jump straight back here, and you'll still catch me live if you didn't want to miss out on that. I'd say go get it now, and then just jump back on and join in with the live in the conversation. All right, hi guys. Just a reminder for those who are watching on my I Restore Stuff page, they're giving a giveaway over on the Essential Stencil page at the same time. You'll see me there as well, so go check out the live over there. All right. I am going to be doing also 2 signs today. So I've got this square board, and I've painted that just in coal black, Fusion's coal black. It's just a bit of MDF board, but I'm going to frame it. So I've got some wood sticks here that I've stained. Now, I won't stick them together here today, but they will sit nicely on my board. I'll show you that. Let's point you down to the project that we're going to be working on today. I've got 2 lots of comments here. One that's on my page. Hi Dorothy, how are you? Thank you so much for sharing. Make sure you are looking at the page that you are on, and if you're on the Essential Stencil page, that's where we'll be giving away prizes today. So I'm on both pages today, just to confuse everybody. I'm on the I Restore Stuff page and Essential Stencils page live. All right. Oh, I've gone too far, and now we can't see what I'm working on. There we go. Okay, so I've got this round. I'll be doing that in a minute, and I'll be doing this. So see how these will all sit nicely together. I'll glue my frame together. Probably have to nail it. I may have to get some brad nails and nail that together. But this is the final sort of look that I'm going for with these dark stained edges. Okay, so I'll set those aside. I've got my code here so you can remember that. And Essential Stencil has put the link for the new fall collection at the pinned comment on Essential Stencils page. You'll see that so that you know exactly where you can go to get all of these sets that I've just showed you. If you missed the beginning of our live, I was just showing the fall collection. Oh, Melissa, yes. She said, hope your back is feeling much better. Oh my goodness, it was horribly painful. I've never had it that bad before. I've had the pinched nerve. It was like I think they call it a bulging disc in my lower back, and I could not get out of bed, you guys, for like days, a few days. It was very difficult to get out of bed, very excruciating pain. I know a lot of people who have had a similar thing because I've heard their stories too, and yeah, I was like, I told Marty, get me an epidural. I can't deal with this. It's worse than labor. But anyway, I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm actually up and walking around. Just can't stay in the one spot for too long of a time. But it's such a gradual healing process, this thing. But yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. So thank you so much for all those who've sent me well wishes. So yeah, that's why I couldn't do my live last week, and so I was so thankful for Melissa stepping in for me. Now I'm going to just use an off-white. You can use any colour, but I just want it to contrast against this black background, and I think these vintage signs look so cute with the black backgrounds. So I'm just going to use Fusion's Cashmere. It's just a off-white. It's got some sort of light taupe tones throughout it. Now you could use my link for Fusion Mineral Paint. If you're in Australia, you can get it from my website, irestorestuff.com. But if you are in the USA, I do have an affiliate link if you'd like to use that. I sure do appreciate when you use my link. It just means that for me, showcasing all their products, I get a small commission on anything that you purchase at no extra cost to you. All right. The new stencils is to die for, Christy says. She loves it. Yes, Cassie, it's really, oh dear, yeah. Back injuries are not fun, and you feel completely hopeless, useless, sitting there wishing you could do things that you normally can do and you just can't. Okay, I am going to be just using, I'm using some of the new brushes. Now, if you didn't know, Essential Stencil has just got their brushes, they're back in stock, and they are nice new brushes that have, they're just extra dense, I think, and they make really good stenciling. So, dipping it in very lightly to the end of my brush. If you've never stenciled before, let us know in the comments if you've never stenciled before. I want to show you. This is how much I've got on my brush. I really don't even need that much. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm offloading it onto a piece of cardboard here on the side so that I don't get a whole lot of, so that I don't get a whole lot of paint on my brush and therefore bleeding underneath all the stencil letters and creating a mess or fuzzy edges, and we just don't want that. So now for this stencil, I'm going to replace these sunflowers here by using some transfers, rub-on transfers that also you can get from Essential Stencil. So I'm not going to worry too much about those sunflowers, painting them in the middle there. Now I'm going to start with, I don't know if you can see, there's this stripy line across the top. So I'm just kind of pouncing the brush and dragging it along the sides of the line because I don't want to go back and forth sideways. I've run out of paint, so I just dip a little bit more on my brush and offload it onto the cardboard, swirling it around, and that also gets it in to work into the end of the bristles so that they're just all in the ends of the bristles. And again, when you've got stripy lines, you can kind of go sideways like this. Most of the time though, you'll see my mostly used stencil technique is to, I am getting a little bit of the sunflower there. I should have taped it off, but hopefully my transfer, when I do the rub-on transfer over those, it will cover up that spot. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Yes, you'll see with my other technique when I'm doing most stencils, I do this swirling method like I'm doing now and swirl it around. Just checking the comments on Essential Stencils page to see if there's anyone here that's never stenciled before. Let your friends know if they're into crafting and not so confident with stenciling. We are live right now and showing you how to stencil. So tell your friends. Now sometimes if I get way too much on my brush, I'll just wipe the edge of the pot to add a bit more back in. Brenda, you've ordered the new brushes, but you haven't used them yet. I found them not much different than the brushes that have always been. But they're just a little bit more quality brush. The bristles are, I have not, you know, sometimes you'll get bristles that sort of come out of the brush. I've not had many of them at all. So yeah, these are just really nice brushes to do stenciling with because they've got a nice flat base. They're natural, I feel like they're natural bristle brushes. And they just swirl nicely in order to get the paint into all of the stencil. So we've got that going on there. Let me just have a little sneak peek at how well it's coming through there. I am getting a little bit on my sunflower here that I said I wasn't going to paint on. Yes, someone just mentioned less on your brush is the best. Thank you, Sue. Absolutely correct. So that's why we rub off a lot of the paint on the side. And I'm going to go for this little section here. I like these little flourishes. Now, when you're watching me stencil, a lot of the times I'll mix and match stencil sets. I'm not doing a lot of mixing and matching today because I like the whole look of this one, but I can imagine that I would use some of these flourishes for other things. You could tape off that, put this on something else, you know, a different sign to border some completely different words. So you can do that. Oh, Sharon, she's able to catch me live. Great name. Okay, so I'm going along this line again now, remember, so we're going along the line crossways so that we can, whoops, I'm getting my sunflower again, but like I said before, I'm not going to be doing this the sunflowers in this stencil. I'm going to use the rub-on transfers. So I'm trying not to get them, but if I really didn't want to get them, I could have taped it off and but I think that my transfers, hopefully they'll sort of cover that bit there. Okay, now when I'm doing the letters, I've got hardly any on my brush. I'm going to do, now you have to sort of swirl your brush, but pounce it in there a fair bit, especially where the stencils are narrow. I'm using the 5/8 inch brush, which is probably one of the most popular brushes to use. It's a nice medium size brush, nice bristles. And this is an off-white colour, cashmere. Diana, you think the transfer will probably cover it? I do too. The transfers can be a little bit translucent, so you can see some of the background behind them, on the edges mainly. But speaking of transfers, I'm not sure if you caught in the image behind me. Oh, you can see the bottom of it. I did the cow with the Country Roads Take Me Home, the cow transfer this week. I thought I just needed to get something done, and my back was slowly getting a little better, and I thought, I just want to do something. I want to do something. Test it out. So I did that cow transfer, and I've got that on my page, on my Facebook page and my Instagram at I Restore Stuff as a reel. You can go and see how I created that. Just using a signboard that I found at a thrift store, which is one of my favorite things to do, is to find signs at thrift stores. Using a little bit more paint. See, the little bit is little bit goes a long way, and you don't want too much on your brush because it does cause bleeding under the stencil, and that creates those fuzzy edges, makes the stencil look a little messy. So we don't want that. So we just go a little bit at a time. If you find, you look at it and you think, well, it's not really covered that well, it's better to do 2 coats, come back and do a second coat, than to have too much on your brush, because it's a lot harder to take it off. Kind of like a haircut, you know, once you've cut the hair, you can't put it back on very well. Well, once you've got too much on your brush, you can't take it back off. So, all right, so just finding a little place for my hands here. This is a cute little banner. And see how I can just sort of go all the way over that, just using this swirling motion. Just got to about halfway, so let's see if I can grab a little bit more paint. And it's covering nicely, this colour, cashmere. It's sort of got some taupe tones in it, an off-white. Gives it a bit of an antique sign look. Okay, just a little more flourishes at the bottom. Welcome to anyone who's just joining us now. And if you're watching on my I Restore Stuff page, I'm also live over on Essential Stencils page, where we will be doing a giveaway at the end of the live. And there's also another giveaway in the 24 hours after we've gone live, if you comment the word replay over there on the Essential Stencil page. So depending, I think you can probably see on your phone which page you're on. So I love these little flourishes. Like I said before, they're great little borders for creating different wording in the center. You can change them around a bit. Susan, yeah, this is a new stencil in the fall collection, and that is available for pre-order right now. So if you haven't seen that already, there's a link that's pinned to the top of the comments on the Essential Stencil page there, here, and you can click on that link, and also make sure my code gives you the further 10% off the bundle price or the discounted prices. There's also the rub-on transfers. Now the rub-on transfers you can get with the bundle, or if you can order them separately. And I noticed that the rub-on transfers, they've got them, you can buy them singly, or you can buy a set of 3 or a set of 6. I can't remember. They've got bulk orders, and with each bulk order, the price goes down. So that's a great deal. All right, that's all I want to do on that one. Notice how I've left the sunflowers out. I haven't done those, and I'll just take this off to show you. First, we're just popping that into plastic bag in case I want to use that same white later on for something else. And that'll stop it drying out. So let's have a little reveal here. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, see where the sunflower bits were, where I sort of rubbed over? I could have taped off that area so that it didn't actually get the sunflowers. But let me now, I'll wait for that. Perhaps I'll do this. We'll put that aside, wait for that part to dry, and I will come back and add the sunflower transfers on the end there. So that is this set called Sunflower Seed Co. and Truck. It comes with the truck as well as the vintage sign stencil that I just showed you now. And now the other one that I want to do today, we could go back and forth between these two designs. It'll be fun. The other one is this round. So it's a 12-inch round. Now, I don't have a specific link for this, but if you do need my Amazon shop link, I've got a whole bunch of ideas of, surfaces that you can do stenciling and craft on, and I've got links for those in my Amazon shop front. So if you need that link, let me know, or if Essential Stencil has it there, they can pop that in. But that is, you can grab boards there. Or probably you've got these rounds at your local craft shops in the USA. Okay, so this one, I love this verse. Let us not become weary in doing good. It fits just perfectly right around the edge there with the wreath down on the bottom. It just fits on my board. So what I'm going to do is I'd like to stain this first because it's raw. It's completely raw wood. Some of the ones you might order might be raw, some of them not. Now, if you are in Australia, if you're watching my I Restore Stuff page and you're from Australia, I do have some Stain and Seal Walnut. This is Artisan brand, so it's an Aussie brand. It's not in the US, but I have that link on my page too if you're wanting that. I'm just using a super sponge that I've also got these in my shop at Campbell Antique Centre. And I'm going to just put a little bit on the sponge and stain away. So I'm going to stain this board. Now I haven't really used any, how do you call that, wood conditioner or anything like that. I'm going to go around the edges here. And sometimes these plain pine boards might need a bit of wood conditioner to kind of condition the wood and stop it going. The wood conditioner sometimes stops that going patchy. But we'll just wing it and see how we go today with this colour. This is called Walnut, so it's just a nice dark brown. But you can, I'm sure there's just so many different stains in the US that you can shop for over there. It's a nice plain pine board. Well, it's not looking as dark as it is in real life on the camera there, but oops, trying to make sure I've got all these edges covered. Hopefully you can see that all right. A little bit, last little bit. Okay, so we're just staining that. You can even stain with paint, if we've got a nice chocolate coloured paint, you can just water the paint down, make a wash, creates a lovely stain. You just might have to seal it afterwards, that's all. Okay, so I just have to wash that out with water. It's a water-based stain. I like using the water bases. So we'll just let that dry a little bit. Let's just hit the hairdryer on it, in fact. And we are using, if you've just joined us, we're using stencils from the brand new fall stencil collection. And we are cross-posting live to I Restore Stuff page at the same time as our Essential Stencil page. So there we go, nice and dry, ready for our stenciling. And I like that walnutty background. Now I'm just not sure whether I want to do black or white on top of this. You could kind of do either. I think the black would stand out a bit more, and I may even use the black for a base and then add some fall colours, like I've got a mustard colour and a red colour down here. I should have got a green, you know, because for the leaves that would have made sense. I'll use the black for the base. This is Fusion's Coal Black, and I will use, let me see, I'll use the 3/4 inch brush, and we're just going to, again, if you're new to stenciling, let us know in the comments. Let us know if you've never stenciled before. Yeah, Christine, I like that stain too. Not too dark, just right. Okay, so I'm offloading that onto a piece of cardboard, and I've got a little bit extra paint here I can grab in a minute when I've run out of paint here. Now this one I don't have any areas that I can tape down, and the actual ring part is not in the center because otherwise I'd lose my flowers and leaves going across the edge of the board. So I am going to raise it up slightly and do it sort of to the top edge of the board. You'll see what I mean. Now I'm trying to also make sure I've got the grain going across instead of sort of diagonal or something, and letting all the little bits fit onto the board. So let's start up here, and even though I'm maybe going to do those flowers in the black, I'll use that black as a base for them, and then my brighter colours will go over the top and we'll give it a bit more depth. Sometimes that works best. Now this is the stencil set in the range. Oh, I had some more here I could get off. Let me do that. In the brand new fall collection, which is ready for pre-order right now on essentialstencil.com. Use the link actually, because that will get you my code I Restore Stuff onto the checkout, where you can save another 10% on the already reduced bundle. I wonder how many bundles we've got left now. There wasn't that many left when I looked. This is a 12-inch. Yes, thank you, Rhonda. It's a 12-inch board. And I'm just going to have to hold the center, so sorry if you can't see over the top of my hand there for a minute. It's going to have sort of a vintage look, I think. Grabbing that black that I've got down on the board. Here we go. Love all the little details on these vintage looking signs. Great for fall. Grabbing some extra off my brush here, and I've got a big blob there, so I just wipe that down onto the board, and I'll pull that in later and use some more of that. Hi Tammy, no, you're not late. It's fine. We're doing a couple of projects today, and you can see the replay anytime after our live has finished. So a lot of people like watching the replay, and don't forget you can also comment the word replay on the Essential Stencil page for a chance to win a prize in the 24 hours after the live has finished. Grabbing a bit more black paint from down here on my blob that I put down. Yes, that's a great idea. Someone just said that'd be beautiful on a canvas tote bag for fall. A sunflower carrying tote bag even. Imagine a tote bag full of flowers would be beautiful. I think I had a little too much on my brush up here when I started that one. It scares me a little sometimes. I don't like having too much on my brush. I've learned after practice how much is a good amount, and every now and then I get too enthusiastic and rushing a bit, and I get a bit too much on. I think it's fine. If you are scared of the same thing, I always tell people to practice on a piece of cardboard or something similar, or just a blank piece of wood or even paper, and practice before you do your real project that you want to do, so you don't ruin your nice sign, or say you stencil on furniture. If you don't want to ruin the piece of furniture, just have a bit of practice first. Also, guys, it's only paint. You can always sand it off if you make a mistake. No problemo. Okay, now remember these flowers, we do want them to look a little pretty, but I'm just going to do a bit of a black base, not too strong, but I just want some colour underneath for the colour to go on top. Should have probably done these first, and then they would be dry first, wouldn't they? So we could do it. Now I'm doing this, if you missed it earlier, I'm doing this on a 12-inch round because this is a 12 by 12 stencil, so it fits nicely on that last little bit. And I've stained the wood in sort of a walnut colour. It's not too dark, so I felt like we could do black to make those words stand out. So I'll show you that. Look. So this is what I mean by I've shifted the circle part of it up towards the top, because if I'd shifted the circle, see how the circle comes close to the edge here, but then it disappears down here. If I centered it, we would have lost these flowers over the edge, and maybe you could stencil them over the edge, but didn't want to do that. All right, another plastic bag for my black brush, and that will stop it from drying out. And then I want to go over this. Now, if we were in the real world here, I would clean that off right away. I didn't bring, oh, I've got a wet cloth here. Could just try and get a bit of that off. Be very careful. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Be careful when you're cleaning. I'll get most of it off, but you don't want to have it too wet for my next little stenciling bit, but I also don't want to lift up some of those little pokey edges, you know, of the stencil. So I've just got to be gentle with some of that while I'm cleaning, because there are some little pokey edges that if you catch it with the cloth, I could hear it catching, then you can often bend those little sections, and we don't want to bend the stencil, so just be super careful while you're trying to clean that off. And we are also going to be adding a rub-on transfer to my other stencil down there. So we've got a bit on there. Also, we'll just give a bit of a wipe over on the back. Now, if only I could let that dry. I will. I will actually hit it with the hairdryer. Sandy says the wreath part of that stencil would be pretty painted in watercolours. Absolutely, I think it does. That would look great. Okay, so to go over then this part, I have to line up exactly where it was. So I'm leaving the words black, like I've just painted them, but we've got the black over the flower area there. I just thought I'd add some fun fall colours to create a bit of brightness to our fall wreath. So I've got this colour mustard, which is a fusion mineral paint colour, gorgeous mustardy colour. And I think I'll use a smaller brush again. Our Essential Stencil brushes, you can get those as well using my code I Restore Stuff. So if you're getting the bundle today of the brand new fall stencils and transfers, if you're getting the bundle or any of the singles and you need an extra set of brushes, now's a good time to use my code and add those in. Now, it's probably not the regular colour that you would do for leaves, but anyway, that's what it's going to be today. Instead of green, we're doing some mustard colours on the leaves, and I might do the red colour on some of the, we could do the red colour on the berries actually, couldn't we? But you can do different colours. I don't know why I grabbed the mustard when we're using this for leaves, but hey. Yeah, mustard and burgundy, that's what we're using today, sort of. Thought they're sort of fallish, so fallish colours, and I'm making mustard leaves, but they do turn brownish colour when they fall, don't they? So we're just going to kind of mix and match a little bit of mustard, a little bit of red, just to give a bit of colour to our stencil sign. And then I'm going to do my sunflower transfers. Oh, I haven't left much room for the red. Well, we can paint it over the burgundy, can't we? Okay, here's the red. So again, I will probably pop that into, oh, I didn't bring my water here to say that I'm finished with that. So now I can just, if I'm finished with the paint colour, I just pop the brush into a bit of water. Yes, Marilyn, they are. Fall leaves are different colours. Thank you. I'm just going to do whatever feels good. Okay, so we've got this red colour here, and this is a colour Highlander, which is sort of a burgundy red. So you can see the colour. There we go. It's sort of that burgundy red, nice bright red. It's a good one for patriotic colours too. I like to use it for that. So we've got these berries here. Hopefully they turn out bright against the black. Done that over the top of the mustard. Now the red, some of the red pigmented paints and the brighter fusion colours, they tend to be a little bit translucent, but that's where you just do a second coat and they will be fine. All right, what about this little rose type of thing here? Welcome to any newbies here for the first time. If you've never stenciled, let us know in the comments. Let me have a little look. Let's just see, what is this looking like? Oh yeah, I don't know if I'm happy with that mustard. I might go over the mustard a little bit more, although that's what's happening is there's the black in the wreath, the round circle I can see is coloured over with some of that black. It's not too bad. I feel like the mustard is a little bit too close in colour to the wood, to the walnut. Now let me, I think I might just go over some of these with the red. Any of those flower type things, at least those will stand out a bit more. But I will grab that mustard colour back and just go over a second coat on those mustard leaves, because I feel like they could just do with a second coat, and then there'll be stronger colours standing out against the black and the wood. A little bit of pouncing and a little bit of swirling. A welcome shout out there to Sharon from Essential Stencil, who has just bought the bundle. I hope you love it. Did anyone else already buy the bundle? Let us know. And Essential Stencil can let you know when those pre-orders ship, because I cannot remember if I saw a date. It might even be on the website saying when they are expected to ship. It won't be too long though. Maybe green on the mustard. Yes, I should have done that. So maybe, because I didn't bring green to my table here, I may have to do that after the live. So but I'll show you what I've got so far, and then we'll get on to our little transfers over here. There we go. So if you wanted to, you could, yes, use either a brighter yellow, because see how that mustard, it's not really turning out as bright against the walnut wood. So I may go over those in green after our live. So that's what I did there. You can also seal your project with a top coat sealer or a wipe on poly. So I'll pop that one down here for you to see. Don't forget, use my code IRestoreStuff and get you 10% off. Now I'm just going to have to pivot a little bit and grab, I've pre-cut a bunch of sunflowers from the sunflower transfer rub-on sheets, which I believe that they're still there and available. And these are great for fall as well. So I just cut out a bunch, and there are some nice large bundles that go together, but obviously that one's a little too large for my stencil set. This sunflower is massive. It's huge, but it's not going to fit right there. So you could get the ones that are bunched together, or I've got these three that are similar in size, and I'm just going to use these three and put them all together like this. So they're all about the same. I think they're the same. So we'll sort of make them face different ways, and I'm imagining we'll put two out to the side here and maybe one in the middle. And I do have that little bit up here that I might have to paint with the black to make that go away. Maybe this one can go up slightly, this one here. So we'll put these in the background, and then this one looks larger. This one over the top. We'll see how that works out. Okay, so with the transfers, you cut out from the sheet of paper the flower or the piece that you want. And don't forget, guys, in this bundle, you go check out the link for the bundle, the fall bundle. The transfers for the fall bundle are pumpkin pie and then scarecrows. Two different sets, pumpkin pies. They just look delicious, I tell you. It makes me want to go make a pumpkin pie right now. Very cute indeed. And so go and check those out. They are the transfers that will come on the bundle. So you remove the white backing sheet. I'll show you again in a minute. Just putting this straight over. You can put it over the top of stencils, and you can also stencil over the top of your transfers. So you can do both. And transfers actually look really nice on the black. So let me just show you that. So we've got that transfer down. I'm rubbing it with the tool. You can use a credit card or similar kind of a thing. Now I'm just going to lift up the plastic edge, if I can get my nail underneath it. Ah! I just cut my nails recently, in the last couple of days, and now it's not letting me. Okay. All right, now it's starting to come away. Sometimes you have to just work a little bit on that first little part. So we're rubbing the transfer onto the board and peeling the white clear plastic away at the same time. Just making sure that as you peel it away, there's no little bits that are still stuck. Now, when you get your transfers, I think on the back there could be a QR code, and there's a demo of how you can do this with nice close-up shots. But you get the idea. You just rub the transfer on, peel it back. If you do see a little bit sticking to it, then just lay it back down in that area, rub that area, and keep it going. So we're just moving along here at a nice even pace. The transfers are the best, aren't they? Who was that commented then? Okay. There's little tiny bits that are wanting to come off. Oh no, there we go. Easy. Every now and then you get a little bit that's just going to stick down. Have a little bit of patience. There we go, there's one. So I just then rub that around with my fingers. You can see how lovely that looks right there. And I think I'm still going to see my little bit of, I should have taped that bit off. Remember on the stencil, if you've just joined us, this is the stencil, and instead of taping it off, I just kind of thought that the sunflowers might cover it, my rub-on transfers. I thought they might cover it, but I don't know that they will. So I can always just go back over that with a bit of black paint, and same with up here. I'll just use the black paint and cover that up, because this looks great. This looks great right here. Cindy, that's a great idea. Yeah, I did a live, I think, using transfers on a muslin not long ago. And I don't know if anyone's tested whether they wash off in the wash, but I did put a sealer on I did a baseball cap, it's a cloth one, and I put a sealer over the top of it. Just used a wipe-on poly, brushed it a little bit, but just got around, you know, the edges of the transfer to make sure that it was sealed properly on there. And I haven't washed it yet though, so I haven't done the washing test. It's the kind of thing I would like, you know, maybe don't give it as a gift like that, but do your own experimenting, see if that will work. Make sure, I'd say that you would probably need a sealer. Let me see. Excuse me. Love the sunflowers. Yeah, Susan. I know. They're beautiful flowers, aren't they? Well, this one's coming off a lot easier than the other one did. The surface I've got on the background here is just, I used a roller and rolled a whole bunch of signs all at once, and it's just in the black fusion paint, coal black. So sometimes I've just got to use that little corner part, to just get those stubborn pieces. But I don't mind if there's tiny little bits that are coming off in that brown area. To me, that just gives it a vintage vibe. And I was mentioning before, I did the cow transfer. So there's so many different transfers. If you just go to essentialstencil.com and in the search bar type in transfers or transfer, it will come up with all of the different rub-on transfers that are available at the moment. And don't forget, use my code, I restore stuff, to get 10% off. That's everything in Essential Stencils online store. So 10% off everything. Okay, I'll make this one go up the top, so maybe it'll cover that top little bit, but it's not going to cover this bottom bit. Maybe I should make it go down here. I could put another one at the top, couldn't I? Maybe I think that part will be easier to paint over than this, so we're just going to do this for now. You could always add another transfer. So see how I'm sort of layering these? You can layer the transfers, and you can also you know, transfers upon transfers, so you get stencil over them. They make any sign just look $1 million. Makes it look like I'm an artist when I'm not really. Okay. Nearly finished, and don't go anywhere, because at the end of our live, Essential Stencil will be picking 3 lucky winners, and they'll be sending out some prizes. So join in the conversation if you haven't already. If you've got any questions, please let us know. Yes, Christina said you can also use the handle at the end to rub on as well. Yes. And that seems to be a little bit stronger sometimes, so that is correct. The handle has a nice little hook on it to just hang it up in your craft room, hang it up with your paintbrushes and things. Almost there. And I will go over that little area where it's kind of messed up. And I've got a bit of the stencil that I rubbed on there. I can either cover it with another transfer, but I think flowers needs to be odd numbers. Don't you agree? I think that's a florist rule, that if you're doing bunches of flowers, do an odd number like 5 or 3 or 7. Does it sound like I'm being impatient? Like stenciling, it's very therapeutic. Oops, just have a little bit, tips of the sunflower petals. There we go, all clean. Let me have a look at that right side up. I do like that. It feels like it could just do with maybe a couple of 2 little tiny weeny sunflowers in the top there, but isn't that gorgeous? And I'll cover over that. I'll show you actually. I'll grab the coal black and I'm just going to use a dab with my finger. Now this is a tip that you can use for when you've got a little scuff on your furniture piece. If you've got the right paint color, you can just grab a little bit on your finger like that, rather than on a brush. Although I could use the detail brushes, that would have been a good idea also. But your finger allows it to just smudge and smear on where it needs to go, rather than leaving the brush strokes on there. Sometimes that can be a good way. Listen to my concentration. So there we go, it's all fixed. Fixed in a jiffy, you would say. So let's have a look at what we've done today. I'll show you my cow back here too. So you can still see the paint drying up the top, but that's a much better look. Now, if you missed it earlier, this is what I've created for the frame. I just got some cuts of wood and cut them at right angle. Well, I didn't, my husband did. And I will be nailing those together and then nailing this signboard on the back. So it's not going to sit here properly because I haven't glued them together. So I will, but you can get the idea. It's going to look so cute with the border on like that. And then we also made this one today. So if you love those, and if you love all of the signs I showed at the beginning of the live, all of the stencils in the set, you can check that out. Let me just lift up this and we will see who our prize winners are for today. Now, if you are on my I Restore Stuff page, you'll have to jump on the Essential Stencil page to see our prize winners. But here's one I also did earlier this week, Country Roads Take Me Home, gorgeous cow. And this was literally a sign I just picked up from our local thrift store. It actually had some, I think it was this way, and it had these metal birds just nailed into it. So I ripped the metal out. It was metal art, and I thought that would make a great background. I didn't even have to change the background much. It had already this paint on it, so I just filled in the little holes. So you'll see that on a reel on my I Restore Stuff page this week. So congratulations to our winners today. You are going to get some Essential Stencil prizes. We've got Jackie, Ron, Becky, I don't know, I guess that's Becky, maybe, and Monica. So Jackie, Ron, Becky, and Monica, thank you so much for watching and congratulations. You are our prize winners today. And we've done a couple of projects from the brand new fall stencil collection. So don't forget to don't miss out on the bundle because that's still there. Also, Halloween bundle pre-orders drop on Friday. So keep an eye out for that. In any of those collections, use my code IRestoreStuff and save a further 10% off the already discounted bundle. And I really enjoyed being with you today. I'm so glad I'm back and that my back is improving. Thank you so much for all your well wishes. And I will see you again next week. Bye.